Hi everyone, I welcome you all to our tech podcast series. And today I'm Chavi, your podcaster of the day. And podcasts are very amazing and informative, especially when we have entrepreneurs and people who are doing some great work in the industry. And today, our guest for the today's podcast is someone who has some great experience in the industry and who has been contributing to the corporate from such a long period of time. So, with that note, I would be very happy to welcome Manish to our podcast, who is currently the Regional Vice President of India at OpenText Corporation. Hi, Manish, how are you doing?
Hi, Shavi, and thanks for having me on this podcast. I'm doing great. It's the start of a new year, starting off on a bright note. Good season, good seasonal climate of the year. So, yeah, it's great to be talking to you and being on the podcast today.
That's fabulous. Obviously, starting off the new year with podcast is something that I also love the most. So, first of all, I would love to know something like how you started your journey, and obviously, you have years of experience, right? So, like, how's the change for you? How things have been moving for you from past few years?
So, yeah, so you're taking me back to a very long time back, but I would make it more relevant and current. So, first of all, Happy New Year to all my viewers or all the people who are dialing into this podcast. Uh, the journey has been fantastic for me, and I came into this industry, the big world of IT industry, way back in the early 90s, and it's been moving at a very frenetic pace, seen lots of ups and downs, more of ups and downs, and over the years it's really evolved to a completely different level. Over the last and I will talk more about my journey in my current organizations, which I've been associated for the past 8 years. So I've been managing or running the India OpenText business for the past 8 years, and it's been a very enlightening, I would say, and a very progressive journey for me as far as my career goes. Seeing the start of it was more like a startup operation when I joined OpenText at that point in time, running this business, building the business of which where we are the leaders in the information management space, and growing and scaling it up to where it is right now. It's been exciting times because today technology has become more pervasive than ever. Today it's become more of a boardroom discussion than just being left to the certain C level people at their office tables. So definitely the importance and the scale of IT has made us more relevant, and these are exciting times where everyone is talking about digital journeys, digital transformation, and yes, open being at OpenText, one of the leaders in enterprise information management space, it gives me a lot of new learnings every day as I meet my peers, my customers, my partners, and that's been an evolving journey so far. So yes, exciting times ahead also, and it's always a new learning as we progress, because the pace at which the technology is really growing, it's amazing that you need to keep yourself, in pace with what's happening around you. So yeah.
Absolutely. I really loved your views, and also the industry has been moving so fast, and we also need to be at that pace. So, with that note, would love to know something about OpenText, what's it all about, and like anything which is currently going on, you would love to share any of the project or anything precisely.
So yeah, so OpenText is the leader in information management space, and we started our journey way back in 1991. Actually, we were born out of a project taken by University of Waterloo, which is in the state of Ontario, Canada, and this was to digitize the Oxford Dictionary, and that is how we became this company called OpenText. So our 31 years of journey in this industry is we are now clocking a revenue of $3.5 billion globally. we are listed in both the Nasdaq and the Toronto Stock Exchange. We have 15,000 employees spread across the globe, running our sales, operations, product development, innovation centers. We have been growing year on year. One of our major strategies has been growth through inorganically through mergers and acquisitions. So yes, today we are a powerhouse in the information management space, providing solutions to the enterprise to manage, store, integrate their content, information, data in a very secured way, and connecting it to the business processes in the organizations so that they can provide better experiences to their customers, ecosystem, and partners. So, as a company, definitely we are at the top end. Today, almost 90% of the Fortune 100 companies run OpenText solutions. We are present in 120,000 customer organizations. We are connecting 40 of the top 50 supply chains in the world. Around 9 trillion of global commerce happens on OpenText trading grid. So in that sense, we are part of many of the enterprise organizations running some of the critical business process and application and providing them those solutions to be efficiently driving their organizations towards a better customer experience. So that's a bit about OpenText at a larger level. We continue to grow in this journey, and we have exciting plans ahead as we march into the new calendar year 2023.
That's actually amazing. Love to hear that. As you mentioned that you are present globally and it's something which is spread over the globe. In that case, would love to know some insights. What's the difference between Indian talent and foreign talent? Because every time we come across this thing that Indians are doing fabulous in foreign, but is there a difference that you have seen or you have noticed till the period of time?
Well, everyone comes with a different flavor, different level of education, understanding, talent, operations, and I would rather highlight what Indian talent brings in and what how we are gaining out of that and how we are utilizing the Indian talent for our company, and how India is a very important center and a site for OpenText in building up new products and innovations. I think where we stand out is the kind of skills that we bring in currently. Today, India is in the forefront of this. I would say the IT revolution that is happening around globally. One if you just have to look at even outside of India, one third of the tech talent comes from the Indian community. So Indians are there over, and they've become more of a global citizen. So it's a very thin line, I would say, between India and foreign talent, because today it's the lines are blurring, and especially the tech industry where you are able to operate in any part of the world. But yes, our for an Indian talent to see their growth in this industry specifically, it's very encouraging. I think our education systems, our university programs, our government policies, which encourages adoption as well as learning around the digital platforms and tools available. It's the cultural diversity and mix which allows people to really evolve, not just from a technology or a technical perspective, but also in managing people, talent, and coming out with those creative ideas to really spur the innovations in organizations. I think we are well placed in terms of how India is growing in the larger space of technology globally, and definitely the Indian consumption of technology also spurs that requirement. So today, how we bring these topics in our curriculum at the university level, uh, and how the industry participates in really giving these people a hands-on experience also really helps the Indian talent today assume even global positions. There are similar, I would say, talent qualities available in the other foreign, but I think we are making, I would say, slightly better advances and strides in this industries. But yes, talent is available all across, and we seem to be really doing well, and that's really helps us in our march towards making even a company like OpenText become bigger and come out with innovative products and solutions.
Fabulous. And as you like put some light on these things, would love to know one thing from you that when it comes to foreign talent, Indian talent, there's one thing that we always come across is collaborations, right? Collaboration is the thing, is the key thing. Like whenever it comes to like Indian and foreign conversation. So how do you think that this collaboration is going to work if we just merge the institutes?
Yeah, so one thing, being a digital, being an information management company and a digital led company, obviously there's whole lot of collaboration happening within the talent pool available in OpenText. We have the platforms and the channels available to collaborate between our folks sitting in engineering and R&D centers to collaborate with their counterparts in the other geographies. So, in terms of collaboration, it's all real time. That's how we use some of our tools, and to ensure that it's all real time, even in the changed hybrid environment of working, where you are not necessarily in an office today. Everyone is connected from anywhere. So, in that sense, there is a very healthy collaboration happening amongst both sides in terms of the responsibilities, works, and the expertise that they have, because making any new product or coming out with new innovations requires extensive teamwork and collaborations, because you have to bring a lot of skills in their areas in their areas and particular fields, even when it comes to creating a software product, who have strengths in certain areas and obviously an experience of delivering that as a solution. So collaboration is key to innovation, I would say. And in today's time, you have to provide those seamless, collaboration tools, flow of ideas, enough knowledge management, repositories where people can really bring together their ideas and whatever they do, so that you don't end up replicating them and duplicating them. So it's all about bringing bringing a seamless teamwork. Today tools are available in plenty. It's all about the culture of innovation that needs to be there in the organization, which really fuels this collaboration and helps you come out with new products and innovations within the organization.
True that. And also, according to you, how, like, what are things that we can do in the Indian education to make it more structured and to make it more fabulous?
I think India has been progressing very well on the education curriculum front, I would say. It's not only fueled by the new entrepreneurs, private operators, but government is at the forefront of what is needed to really make the children of today more empowered, more learned, more adept to what's happening in the real time world, giving them these current skills. So it's really about building that vocational part of the guidance and vocational skills into the curriculum, which institutions have already started doing, building a little more practical aspects in the curriculum, where you get exposures not only to the experts but to industries also, in terms of how those theories are implemented in practice. That's happening in a big way. It's creating these curriculum in various languages, because India is a very diverse country with so many languages, and those numbers are big. So how do you create those multilingual curriculums which people can really absorb faster and learn, rather than first try to learn one particular language and then imbibe those learnings. Then it's about, and I think what we have is universities which are ranked very high today when it comes to the technology part. And since I'm from this industry, it really, we have built those curriculums and specializations and built all these new trends and phenomena that are spurring our growth globally into the curriculums within the university. So I think education is today becoming more entwined with what's happening around in the economic development space, in the technology development space, in the overall, the manufacturing and the services space. So it's really evolving. I think people are investing in developing different forms of learning. It's no longer a classroom way of learning. There's so many other ways of physical classroom that I mean now. It's all virtual e-learning, specialized learning. I think that's growing a lot, and it's in the right direction. And since you mentioned about it, since I have a lot of experience, and I miss two subjects because I have teenagers who have gone through their schooling. There are two subjects. I always, when I discuss with some of my peers, I don't know whether you've heard of it, but there used to be two subjects that I used to learn from class 1 to class 8: moral science and community living. I see that missing from the curriculums in the schools. I
Yeah,
wish
moral
that can be.
science, but the other one is not.
Sorry, yeah. So that, because when I saw my kids growing up, I saw those subjects were not there as subjects. Part of it does appear, but those are the things which really helps you build a better society. They may sound very, that maybe it's all there, but I think that really excited. I mean, I used to love those subjects when I was growing up and studying. So more than that, so that's just on the basic education that I feel should be there. But I think we are gearing up well in our education systems and development.
I can totally feel that, and that's pretty much true at the same time that things are changing so much. Previously, we used to have like eight, nine subjects, that bag, and everything, and now things have changed so much. There are just three, four subjects that students are focusing on. They are focusing on technology part, coding part as well. In that case, as you also mentioned about the e-learning part, how technology has transformed in these past years, like uh, from my experience, technology has changed especially in these 2 3 years. But obviously, from your perspective, how things have been transforming, are we going way too fast, or it's just the pace?
So I think the buzzword that we hear in the industry and everybody talks about is digital transformation when it comes to the change. And digital transformation is actually a journey, it's not a destination. So if you have to look at the entire spectrum of the organizations and industries that are there, everyone is at a different level of maturity or a different stage of that digital transformation journey. So it's not that you can paint a digital transformation with a single brush and a color and say that this is what it takes to become a really technology enabled company and the right way to carry out a digital transformation journey, as I say. So yes, it's like horses for courses, and depending on the stage of maturity of your company, industry, these these are different for different. And I'll just give you an example. Like for some of the organization, is just digitization of manual processes, the start of journey of digital transformation. Whereas the other spectrum, people are using AI analytics to really enhance the customer experience journey. So these are at a completely different levels of the digital transformation and adoption of technology to enable their businesses to gain those competitive advantages. So, but coming from an information management company, I think for us, the critical things around digital transformation is how do you provide content in context? How do we how do we ensure that the entire information, the plethora of data that exists in the company is available in context to the business, to the business processes that run, the core business processes that exist in your company, excuse me. How does it integrate well with the core business systems, whether it is the ERP software you're learning, or the CRM, or the human capital man HCM software, or the main business application, and provide this information in a much more integrated way with a single click of the button. That is how you enhance, because that is how the relevant information can be tapped and used by the companies to get meaningful insights that can be translated to their customer experience. Second thing, very important nowadays in today's time, is I think security. And that goes without saying with the entire hybrid way of working, everything moving, some things moving toward contactless and digital way of transacting. Security and cyber resilience play a very important aspect as to how do you protect your information data in a multi-hybrid cloud environment, in an environment where you have you are dealing within and outside the organization with those information. So that again really is some of the keys. And third, I would say, is maintaining the regulatory and compliance standards. Today, more and more data governance or information governance is becoming more and more important, so that they comply with the laws of the land, the regulations which have been mandated, and that is to protect the personal, information, and ensure data privacy. And so it's important that companies maintain their information and data in this transformation journey in a compliant and a regulated way. So I would say these three areas I would touch from an information management perspective, and that is where we provide those solutions to ensure that the entire information lifecycle management is taken care in a seamless way, and that becomes the single source of truth for all the business applications that are running in enterprises, providing their products and services to the end consumers.
Exactly, that was so true. And also, it's always lovely to conclude the podcast with some of the amazing things to discuss. So, with that note, I would love to know that, according to you, when it comes to newcomers, what would be the main ingredients that they need to understand and know whenever it comes to like job placement, career, in that case?
Oh, so you're asking me a career advice to a newcomer who's planning to enter the this tech
Exactly.
industry. I think I would say the first four basic tenets that are required in any function, in any profession. One, I place a lot of emphasis on attitude. An attitude, a positive attitude, a definitely attitude from a more of the positive side. Second is ethics. Third, I would say empathy. And so, and the fourth, I would talk about passion, because today in this world, if you don't have the passion in what you're pursuing, I don't think you'll be as effective. I think I would rate these four as the basic tenets that at least I look in when I'm looking to hire people in my organization and my team. But apart from that, what what you need to be really geared up to do in today's time is keeping up with what's current, what's having a flavor of how the different functions and fields are evolving. And I'm extending it slightly broader than technology, because if it's technology, definitely you have to be in times with what is current. So if someone is looking to explore opportunities in the tech industry, you will hear about data science, you talk hear about artificial intelligence, machine learning. uh, You'll talk about learning new programming languages. But there are other trends emerging like ESG, and I'm sure you would have heard environment, sustainability, and governance. And that's the charter within each and every organization today conducting their business operations is how do we bring about reduce the carbon footprint, get to net zero in terms of ensuring that we are a very responsible citizen as well as a company which is ensuring that the next generation has a better environment to be in, and we don't deplete the resources, the natural resources around us, to make it a little more. So that is again an area where you will be requiring talent to focus and come about with programs uh, to collaborate and ensure that your ecosystem also plays around with this. So these are some of the, I would say, trends where you would hear more about quantum computing coming in. So yes, these are the areas which one, when he joins any company, he can explore if they have the flavor and inclination towards it. But then there are all regular functions that are needed, whether it is finance, HR, sales, marketing, everything remains as usual. You need to build skills, and as I said, a passion for doing whatever you are doing in a great way. You have to carry that so that you're always on the learning path and willing to contribute more than learn after you have achieved certain amount of experience.
That was so apt, and I really love talking to you. And it was actually fabulous having you for the today's podcast. And I have also dropped Manish, like all the socials in the description. You can just check them out, and you can also reach out to him if you need any sort of help. He is such an amazing person, and the conversation we just had was fabulous indeed.
Thank you, Chavi. It's been my pleasure to be on your podcast. I look forward to many more such discussions, and best wishes for the new year to everyone. And thanks once again.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks a lot. And surely we would be coming up with such amazing podcasts super soon. So stay tuned.